Okay, Devin, so I will turn it over to you now. Devin's gonna go over resources for you that we have put together over the past year. So we've got quite a lot to share with you. Some exciting new stuff. So go ahead, Devin.
All right. So I'll share my screen now, and what I'm going to be doing is giving everyone a tour of our website and kind of how to use it. As Shannon said, we've been putting this website together for the past year. And so there are a lot of resources for both teachers and students. First, you can access our website if you have a direct link, or you could go through Hawaii Council for the Humanities. And off of this main page for our organization, we have Hawaii History Day. So for the main page, what you'll find at the is an events, and we're trying to post kind of the most important or kind of time-sensitive things at the top for you. So right now you can see that we have our calendar, both the version that Shannon shared and also a print-friendly version for teachers and students. Moving down a bit, we have our upcoming events. And so you can see our upcoming teacher mastermind workshops. We have our kickoff, which is today, and then our NOCAM sessions. There are 3 of these sessions on Filipino history. And all of these upcoming events will have the link that you can click into and immediately register. For teachers who are new to History Day, teachers and students, there is a short section here kind of more towards the bottom of the homepage. And this is kind of a brief rundown on what the program is. There's a short video that Dory actually put together last year that explains a little bit more about History Day. And we have kind of the main features of the program. So, 3 divisions, 5 different project formats, and kind of the most basic information about the program. And then even further down, you can look at the past news, projects and students that have kind of been published in either national or state publications because of their project and the work that they did. So all of these things kind of more toward the bottom are kind of permanent features, as in, they'll stay long term. But the things at the top are kind of changing depending on the events that we have.
So I just want to highlight, so I just want to highlight what Dory was mentioning. Here are all the theme book that you would need for this year, the fillable graphic organizer, the introduction video for debate and diplomacy, and what was that last piece? Sorry. And then, oh yeah, more resources.
A link to resource page. So all of these are also on our teacher resource pages, but you can definitely see them here on our main page. So to the right, we have this section, and this is our menu, our website menu. If you're using your phone to access our website, this will actually be like at the bottom. So it kind of formats a little differently, but going through your computer, it'll be on the right-hand side. We can go through each of these, right? So you see Mary Tavena Putui, which is every year in History Day, we honor a specific person. And this person is usually has some connection to Hawaii. And the work that they've done or the life that they've lived fit within the yearly theme. So last year's, we honored Mary Tavena Putui for the work she did in in the Hawaiian language. She was on our History Day buttons. Yeah. And we did a documentary write up on her life and worked with a whole bunch of community organizations to kind of do our own little history project. And we'll do this every year. So next we have the national award-winning projects. This was kind of like news because we've just finished our 2020-2021 season. In particular, this page is good if you wanted to see sample projects. because these projects had some placement in the national level. So they're really good examples, and you can see that there's a wide variety.
I just want to just briefly mention, when you look at these projects, please don't, especially when you're just starting, um, they have gone through a lot of different levels. So they went through the school level, the district level, the state level, and then the national level. So I don't want you to be like blown out of the water that you think that, oh my gosh, that project is, yes, it is amazing, but it has gone through many levels and a lot of critique and a lot of changes. So Dory, if you want to speak to that, you can, yeah, I don't know if you want to speak to that. Do you?
Well, and make Lori speak on this too. It is really true. When your project starts out, it might look like a young child's paper, but by the time it gets to national, it has evolved. And that's one of the advantages of having judges and teachers helping you all the way along, is that we will help you to expand and improve your project so that you are in competition with on the national level.
So you can see the project, sorry, Devin. I meant.
Oh, down.
Yeah, so, sorry, can you go back? Sorry, I just want to highlight. So Kilani Kajiyama Tinkum came in first place last year in the junior division performance. And you can actually watch her performance. Summer Royal that you saw on that first page, she came in first in the nation for her documentary the year prior to that, but she came in 5th place last year. So you can kind of see, and Summer, I'm just going to give you a quick story about Summer. She's from Iolani School, but she did History Day from, Dory, was it 6th grade? Oh, you're muted, Dory.
I think 7th or 8th.
Oh, no. Okay, so she did start at Stevenson Intermediate. So she did start at 6th grade, and she's always been extremely independent. And she did it every year. She didn't always make it to national, but she didn't quit.
Devin, can you scroll up more? I just want to highlight the students that did, from Mililani High School, Brianna and Brielle, and then Tai Wakahiro from Mililani High School also. So yeah, these students, and we have students from across the state. Rochelle Tavares, a student from King Intermediate. And not just that, we have students highlighted at the Smithsonian, African American Museum for the documentary, like honorable mention. And so I just want to show that it's not just, at the national level, but then so I just want to, just amazing work these teachers and students have done throughout the years and last year. So, okay, and as we can go.
So moving on, we have our History Day calendar, which Shannon shared, and this can also be found on our main page. But it appears here again, kind of a full size version, and also a print-friendly version. So you can use the calendar on the main page, or you can use the calendar on the page in the menu. Moving into Olelo Hawaiʻi. So for Olelo Hawaiʻi, this very special category of History Day, the way that we designed our pages, first we have our main page for Olelo Hawaiʻi, and we wanted to highlight some very special videos that Mahealani Lono put together. So here, this one, she's explaining, the importance of doing History Day in Olelo, Hawaii. And we also have Bruce Torres Fisher, who also did a video for that, and the sharing from Dory. Then the first subpage is a resource page specific for the Olelo, Hawaii category. And we've been pulling together resources that we've gotten from working with community organizations. So for example, this Na Hawaii Imiloa. And I also wanted to highlight La Mo Aotala, which again, Mahealani Lono put together. And this is an truly amazing work that she's done, and it's a living document. So you can definitely reach out to her if you have any questions. There's just been a lot of time and attention put into this, so we're really honored to share them here. And then in our Mo'olelo subpage, here is where you can access kind of the past student projects for the Olelo Hawaii category. And these are good to see if you wanted to see examples of student work. So these are the Olelo Hawaii pages. And all of those subpages are under this main Olelo Hawaii page that you can find by accessing it through the menu. And Malama Itomo Olelo, Stories from Hawaii History Day.
And go to maybe Honolulu, for instance. The reason why we created these pages is to highlight and the videos, more specifically, what teachers and what students are doing in their particular area in Honolulu or Molokai or Kauai, because it's very different at each district. The histories are very different. And Devin, can you scroll down so we can see what Liz, our communications specialist, actually did some history, some research on each district, so you can learn more about, you know, what area you live in, because we noticed that a lot of students don't know about what's in their own backyard, you know, what kind of history is there. And so that's what the purpose was for these pages. And then on the bottom, we're going to include more local community-based resources. So like for Maui, like the Maui Sugar Plantation, Maui Sugar Museum, Maui Historical Society. So you will have links to the resources that are near and dear to you and your districts, and also the projects that are being done in your area. So that's what those district Mo'olelo or district web pages are. And so take a look at the videos, because we spent we did interviews with teachers and community members and students from each district. So we think it'll be a source of inspiration. And yeah, just take a look at those. It's really cool. So go ahead.
We're definitely hoping to add more to these pages, you know, as we go on. Yeah, but these are great. Recently, we started 2 programs, kind of sub programs of History Day, an alumni program and a youth council program. So we have 2 pages. One is for our alumni, and we're encouraging people, you know, if you know any alumni or if you are an alumni, that you can come and tell your story. And so we have a story from the Kajiyama family here. But this is also another thing that we're working on. Shannon, I don't know if you wanted to.
Yes, please. Yes, I would definitely. So for teachers that have been doing History Day for, like Lori, 25 plus years, we would love to reach out to alumni, not just to learn where they're at, but also to find out, like, how did Hawaii History Day really impact them. So there's a link right here. It says click here to tell us your story. Devin created a survey, a very short survey, to just find out more information. So because what we do with these stories is, you know, share it with possible corporate sponsors that will help us fund or provide funding for flying students to nationals, or creating more programs for teachers and students. So this is a really important, if we could help us get more information of our past alumni, because we have amazing alumni. I'm just telling that. Yeah, I don't know if you know Trelane Ito. He's Brian Scott's one of his assistants, that he did History Day in Mililani High School, and was one of our amazing teachers, Amy Peruso's students. Amy Peruso is now representative in the legislature. So yeah, so please, if you know any alumni, please sign up.
Yeah, and this is a good segue into our youth council page. Shannon, I'll just let you talk about our youth council.
This group. We just started it last year. This is the first time we've ever brought the youth council together, because because of the pandemic, we weren't able to hear the students' voices. We didn't know what was happening at the time. So that's why we brought these we have one student from each district to represent. So we have Kauai, Maren Hope, Jalen and John from Maui, Napua from representing Olelo, Hawaii, and Elena. So we and Noel, who's now a graduate and an alumni from Kamehameha schools. But we did, Devin, if you can scroll up, up. We did a couple of events together, and we are taking the History Day learning and teaching of critical thinking, research, and using that to engage students in civic engagement activities, civic engagement and education. So we share with them these videos from Why It Matters, the Why It Matters program that is part of the Just Futures program out of out of partnership with the Civic Education Council. So if you're interested, you can go to this webpage and look at these amazing inspirational videos from these students that are doing amazing things in their community. So basically, we are taking the Hawaii History Day students and taking that history and using that to inform students to take action in their own community, basically. So that's what the Youth Council is currently going to be doing in this upcoming year. If you've seen on the calendar, we had in the next to the district fairs. Debbie, can you go to the calendar so I can show them what we're looking at? So in the calendar down by the district fairs, you will see in purple, youth civic engagement pop-ups. So the Youth Council will be leading these different sessions throughout the district fairs. So one on Maui, one on Oahu, Kauai, Hawaii, and Molokai. So that's what our Youth Council will be doing. And they actually did, can you scroll down, Devin? Sorry. Seed planting session, Let's Make History Together session. So the Let's Make History Together was more to learn about what are students interested in, because we felt out of touch, and so we wanted to learn more about where they're coming at right now, because we might think something, but they're definitely thinking something different from us. So that's part of the jam board that they did together. They shared what they wanted to do moving forward, or when, yeah. So if you can get that. And then we did an ice cream social from the state competition going into the national competition. And then also our youth council were involved in our state virtual fair, which they got to share why is history important to them, or what does Malama Art History mean to them. So yeah, so that is the youth council group. I'm still looking for youth council members from Molokai, Leeward, and one more from Honolulu. So if you're interested, please reach out to us. We are looking primarily for middle school to high school, so 8th grade to, depending, 7th grade, 7th to 12th grade. If you could go, yeah, resources, go ahead.
Right. So, and this is probably one of the more important pages, because I know everyone must be wondering, okay, so what kind of resources are there available? So we have our main resource page here. And on the main page, I think there are some general resources. So you can see it in like the calendar, the theme narrative, the theme organizer, and the theme video for this year. We have sub-pages, so 3. And there's a resource page specifically for students, a resource page for teachers, and a resource page for judges. I don't think the judge one we need to go into very much, right, Shannon? So,
teachers.
Okay, so for the teacher resource page, for new teachers especially, there's a section here getting started with History Day. Shannon, did you want to explain the new and important one?
Yes. So what we did for this Padlet that Devin has at the top, we actually created this Kickoff Padlet. So you would have everything in one Padlet, We pulled from last year's sessions. We pulled from all over the website, but so that you have it all in one place. So you can share this with other teachers. You can share this with your students. We have our intro to History Day with the calendar, the flyers. We have Olelo Hawaiʻi, what Devin already went through. The theme video, he already mentioned that too. But more importantly, I want to go into, Devin, can you slide over so we can see, yeah, one more, right there. So right here is the core of what is really important, because these videos are covering basically the things that we would go over in an actual week-long kickoff. And this is from a week-long kickoff. So I have Paul Field, who is talking about developing research questions, and there's a PowerPoint below it to either share with your students or, and then Devin, can you scroll? Yeah, there's another video, how do I organize my argument and develop my thesis? And then the PowerPoint to go with that. And then Mieko Matsumoto, one of our historian consultants, went over developing an original argument and multiple perspectives and student voice. And again, she has the video and then the PowerPoint. And then Cynthia Smith, another historic consultant that works with us, goes over what is historical context and why is it important. And I think she has, oh yeah, there's 2 videos. And Malia Laukong goes over using resources to understand historical context. And again, her PowerPoint is available for you to use. And we've added the coordinating templates there for you. And what Dory mentioned, SPICE, SPICE, so you can look at social, political, I can't read that, cultural, economic, and wow, my eyes are red.
Environment. These are videos, but well, some of them are videos. So if you see YouTube, then it's a video, and you can just click onto it, and the video will pop up. Some of these, like these resources, are PDFs. So if you click on them, they'll pop up, and you can download them. Yeah.
And you can watch them as many times as you want. Yes, please utilize those. And then we have more videos. We can keep going, right, Devin? Yeah, how to use notes to write my paper. How do I cite and annotate? And then Devin put together this section, resource Padlets and web pages. So Dory has put together a Padlet with all of her amazing templates, lesson plans, so you can take a look at that. So yeah, then we go back out. And then can you go scroll down? And then Amy Boning has her website here also, which has a lot of a lot of great content that you can use. So there's a lot but we just wanted to give you a brief overview because we don't want to overwhelm you. And then also going back out. So if you can go scroll down, Devin. And then, so there's textbooks, there's the actual workshops that we did. But there's one workshop that I want to go into. Devin, can you go into the resource one, the Malamar History Speaker Series? Yeah. So this speaker series, we brought together different organizations like Bishop Museum, Filipino American Historical Society, Hawaiian Mission Houses, Historic Hawaii Foundation, Hula Preservation Society, University of Hawaii East-West Center, the Judiciary Center, Ulu Ulu, Kona Historical Society. So this one is jam-packed with lots of resources to digital archives, primary sources, secondary sources. So yeah, this one you would need to really dig into. There's a video that explains these different websites that you can look at too. So it's just tons of great resources in that. And then the last column we have is the rule book. Oh, sorry, Devin. Oh yeah. So we have the rule book. We have the evaluation forms for each category. So you can see if you're doing a performance, what this is like a rubric, right? Evaluation rubric to help guide you as you prepare and you look and looking at your project. So And this is what the judges are using. So yeah, it's just a guide to help you.
We also have these forms in Olelo, Hawaii, so we'll get those up onto this column as well.
Okay, so that's, I think, it for now, right, Devin?
Yeah, so the new and important, this Kickoff Padlet basically has everything below. The resource Padlets that Shannon just talked about are kind of described in detail here, and they're linked specifically. But all of these are things that we actually included on this one. So it is kind of a situation where we have like Padlets within Padlets, but I would go to this one for kind of the most comprehensive overview of resources, because you can access, I think, the most important ones and most of the major ones just through this.
Yeah, we curated it specifically for this school year so that you can use it easily and share it with your students. Share a video whenever you're, if you're doing Hawaii History Day as a club, or if you're doing it as an individual student. There's some students that are doing it individually. They can watch it over and over again, or in the classroom or at home. So we're trying to make this accessible to all, teachers and students. And yeah, so please utilize these resources. And I think that is it. So we're gonna open it up. Dory, did you want to add anything before we open it up for Q&A?
Okay, so what I want to say is I want to put in a plug for September and October. We are going to take Hawaii topics in depth, and we're going to be breaking up into two groups, and we're going to be talking about all of these different topics. I just happen to be one of the ones presenting on September 2nd along. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover fishing rights, land rights, health issues in Hawaii, and we're also going to cover martial law versus emergency proclamations and quarantines. If you're interested in one of those three areas, you'll be glad to know that I'm going to present the old end. I have a lawyer who happens to be serving as the lawyer right now for the city and county of Honolulu. Her name is Larry Manutai, and she will be coming, and so I'll be talking about the historical context of these and what happened. And she's going to bring in what has happened now with those particular projects. So again, if you're interested in fishing rights in Hawaii, any of the land issues, lots of the health issues that we have, I bet there isn't anybody out there who has heard about the poi pandemic. And that is such a fun topic. So we're going to be covering many topics within these three topics. And that's my plug. Join me September 2nd, 3:30, and come and have some fun and learn about those particular topics, and then continue to join in the next 2 months, because we're going to be covering lots and lots of Hawaii topics. There's my plug.
I'm actually gonna jump in on that plug, Dory, because with Dory and her daughter will be Dr. Ellen Ray Cachola joining them from the School of Law, William Richardson School of Law, and she's going to be sharing their collection that they have. She's the lead archivist there, and we'll also be having further in a couple of months Japanese Cultural Center, Honouliuli. We still have a lot of amazing speakers coming up. So look out for that, and then I think that should be